Now, it's always unfortunate to learn people we are close to have been declared deaf, or when we give birth to children with profound deafness. But this shouldn't be a life sentence. For this, it can be corrected through the Day-Cochlea implant surgery that has recently been introduced in the country. KTN's Malaki Villa spent the day with someone who has gone through the surgery and brings us this eye-opening story.
He is a man that had an exciting life since his youth, just like many young men would have. Went through school, graduated, and at some point got married. All this time his hearing was unimpaired, but in the year 1999, on the 24th of April, a day he will never forget, all this would change. A simple decision to accompany his wife to the shopping center at around 7:30 p.m. in the evening will change his life completely.
I went to a wedding, and after coming back in the evening, I and my wife, we decided to go to a shopping center. We went to this supermarket, and I stayed briefly outside to look for some medicine, which my son needed. And then I found I could not get the name of the medicine. So at that point, I decided, let me go to join her in the supermarket, and then immediately I'm through, I'll come back, and then we can buy the medicine together. So I went in, and as I walked into this building supermarket, what do I find? I saw people lying down on the floor. And I was wondering, wearing green kabutis, and I was wondering, why are you lying down on the floor? So I asked them, kwa nini munalala chini?
And a few minutes into the robbery, he got shot in the process.
When they were just about to take off, I heard pop! And I felt a bullet or something go right inside me. The interesting thing, there was no pain. It went whoosh, and very fast. At that point, I touched my back and I felt blood was flowing down.
Luckily enough, help came the way and he was immediately rushed to hospital. On arrival, the doctors realized that the bullet had gotten to his spinal fluid, hence needed the attention of a neurosurgeon. So he was taken in for an operation to remove the bullet. Having stayed in coma for 3 days, doctors realized that he had also developed severe meningitis, and at that time, Wambua also noticed that his sense of hearing was diminishing by the day.
I went to coma because you never know when you are in coma. You're already done, you can't figure out.
This really worried the doctors that they had to run some tests on him, and the most devastating news was brought to their attention. All this, they said, was as a result of meningitis.
Then I realized I am not hearing very well.
From then on, they were forced to write everything they wanted to tell him, though this reality was too tough for them.
I could not hear a thing. This here, after checking, was found is gone. This one, just a little bit. They say it was profound, 80% gone. So only 20% was remaining. So I could not hear much. They got me some hearing aids. They put hearing aids on this one, hearing aids on this one. There was no improvement.
They were then introduced to a technology that would save Henry's hearing by their doctor. Henry can now hear well thanks to the cochlear implant surgery he went through.
When he was declared deaf, just a day before he left Nairobi Hospital, after a month being there, and sometimes the doctors were thinking maybe it's medication, but when they finally said it's deafness, it's because of the meningitis, it was really devastating for me, because I talk a lot and we share a lot of things, and I asked myself, how are we going to talk? How will I do this? When do I begin? And he said, you know, Sarah, there are very many deaf people in this city. Now just be one of them. And life should continue between us as normally as possible.
At the time, it's still a very impressionable age. So not having a father who could hear was not necessarily easy.
I was shocked at the first time, but in time I learned to live with, to survive with what just happened.
Next week, we'll get to take you through how the cochlear implant works in our health use segment. For KTN, I'm Mala Kivila.